two. Eh, well. Which one's more important, guys? The
bottom.
bottom. Okay.
Bro.
No, not like them.
Good morning, Newport. Greetings, families and friends, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2026. My name is Joanna Zong, and I'm this year's senior class president, and I will be one of your MCs for today's graduation ceremony. Please rise as the wonderful seniors in the Newport Chorale perform the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Now please welcome our next host, Alina Nartades, this year's senior class vice president.
Thank you, Joanna. This day marks the 61st annual commencement ceremony for Newport High School. We are here to celebrate the many achievements of this amazing graduating body of students. We ask that everyone remain seated throughout the ceremony so that everyone has a clear view. We have hired a professional photographer who will capture the moment each graduate receives their diploma, so please do not worry too much about getting the perfect picture.
Participating with us are Bellevue School District Superintendent Dr. Aramaki, President of the Bellevue School District Board of Directors, Director Koloviansky, Principal Dion Yehudi, Vice Principals Tom O'Connor, James Blanton, and Harlan Warrior, our staff speaker Robert Proofer, and 2026 graduate and student speaker Yina Hu.
To begin, I would like to give a warm welcome to the principal of Newport High School, Ms. Dion Yehudi.
Welcome, and thank you all for being with us to celebrate Newport's graduating class of 2026. To be sure, in them, Newport pride shines brightly. As family members and friends, you've had the pleasure of seeing them grow. I hope the slideshow that you had a chance to watch when you came in today provided just a small glimpse of the time that they shared with us. At our senior farewell assembly, probably the best we've ever done, the entire school had a chance to celebrate Newport's pride. We called it a graduation of character. At this event, seniors were recognized for their ability to overcome barriers and challenges in all of life, and in doing so, figured out how to use one hand to raise themselves up and to use the other hand to bring somebody with them to a place of higher ground. I wish you could have been there with us to see it. To expand your understanding of who this class is before you on the floor today, I want to accomplish just a few highlights. We'd be here all day if we could spend the time to share with you how they invested their time in great things over 4 years. Did you know, for example, that of the 71 clubs and activities that we are running on a regular basis, women's flag football made the first official playoffs in the state history and fielded the largest team in Bellevue? Or that our women's tennis finished 4th in state as a team, and our men's brought a couple doubles teams with them as well. Men's soccer earned our 4A Kinko championship and the 3rd place state trophy. I was there to see them. This year, our men's golf had a chance to return to state after winning both 4A Kinko and Sea King, and the women also qualified for state. Or did you know that our badminton won the 4A Kinko title, something they've done now for many years in a row? Coach Duran in our robotics shared this. We have 2 major goals this year. The first was to establish ourselves as a competitive leader in the Pacific Northwest. Our second was to qualify for the World Championships, and they did so for the 2nd time in a row this year. But it was, yeah, it's to be proud. But it was our women's volleyball coach that sent me the coolest thing, and I wanted to share. It caught my attention because they coined themselves as resilient. In reflecting on their season, they described the season as this way. From the first day of fall tryouts to the final point of postseason, the group showed what it meant to compete with heart. They faced challenges and momentum swings, more than a few 5-set battles. Some ended in celebration and others in disappointment. But every single time, the athletes were bringing along this sense to rise, to reset, and to keep fighting. Confidence and resilience were built along with the belief that hard things are really worth doing. To all the graduating seniors then today, please remember this: your future is bright. You leave with strength, with character, and a legacy of perseverance that will remain long after you have crossed our stage. Academically, can you see the sea of gold out there? Did you know that about 40%, so just slightly less than half of the entire senior class, has been deemed by the state of Washington with the seal of biliteracy as being bilingual in at least 2 languages, which means they passed all their exams to read, write, speak, and listen in English and a second language. That is something to be proud of. Those wearing our black cords tonight not only graduate with a diploma from the Bellevue School District in the state of Washington approved, but from the country of Spain, and can actually join a university there where Spanish is the first language. In our sea of gold, we have 66% of the class holding a GPA of 3.5 or better, which means as they got older and they took more rigorous courses, they were able to rise to that challenge. Or that over half the class is holding an AP diploma, which means they took at least 3 courses and passed with a proficiency of at least a 3 or better. With us tonight are 68 National Merit Scholars. Of them, 13 were National Merit finalists, which represents less than 1% of the country sitting in front of you today. And this is one I don't usually shout out, but I'm going to. It's the United States Presidential Scholars. It recognizes academic excellence for sure, but they've added some categories of musicality and artistic creativity and excellence in CTE and the fine and performing arts. This year, 160 awards were granted across the United States. We have 11 of them, which is 7% of the country sitting here. So, following in the words of my own alma mater, Gonzaga University, so a shout out to whoever the grads are out there with the GU hat, Newport really is graduating kids our world needs most. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yehudi. It is an honor to introduce our student speaker. Yina is an active Knight at Newport and one of our most spirited and creative people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. Her compassion and dedication to leadership and making Newport an inclusive and welcoming place is deeply admirable. Please join me in giving her a warm round of applause.
In 30 or so minutes, we will stand up and count down from 10 and fling our caps into the air, marking the end of our high school career. In 30 or so minutes, we will have crossed the threshold, silently stepped over the boundary between a high schooler and the future. In 30 or so minutes, when we introduce ourselves to others, the words will falter on our tongue as we say, "I'm a Newport student." Because in 30 or so minutes, we won't be. Many graduation speeches are about where we're going. Oh, the places we'll go. Oh, the dreams we'll achieve. Oh, the potential we'll unlock. And while those things matter, I believe there's something equally beautiful about loving the places you're already in. I saw a quote that said, "I'll never be this version of myself again, so let me slow down and spend some time with her." Not the moment, not even the event, but you. I'm talking about acknowledging who you are in every version of yourself that you become. In 29 or so minutes, you won't be a high schooler anymore. You won't be an 18-year-old who hasn't graduated. You won't be a kid looking out towards college, career, life, or future goals, because you'll be in it. Soon, you'll know what it feels like to walk this stage. Soon, you'll know what it feels like to throw your caps. Soon, you'll be an adult. I want you all to look around you. Look at the people and friends you're sitting with, maybe wave and say hi. And now, wave to yourself. It is June 17th, 2026, around 9:20 a.m., and you will never wave to this version of yourself or the people around you ever again. Now sit with that. Feel what it's like to be here in this giant arena, sitting in your graduation gown and cap with the tassel on the right side. Feel what it's like to be you, a Newport student, about to close this high school chapter. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. The future is scary. Entirely new decisions, new environment, huge decisions we have to make about what life we want to live. There's so much change and uncertainty. But for right now, it's okay to not think about all that and just sit in this moment and enjoy who we are here today. Graduation isn't a stepping stone into the future, it's an entire event in itself. It's a day dedicated to celebrating us, to honoring our efforts. Yet so many times it is seen as just a finish line to cross instead of a stop to enjoy. We can all get caught up in rushing towards the future and striving for more, for better. And while we can go on to bigger, better things, remember that you're not just rushing past the life you're living. You're rushing past the you right now. Love deeply, sing loudly, dance unashamedly. We are a never-ending project, and because of that, it can be so easy to overlook the infinite daily versions of ourselves we are always refining. Just don't get caught up in changing yourself before you've appreciated who you are right now. Because in 28 or so minutes, once you walk the stage and throw your cap, this version of you won't exist in the same way again. Your life will move forward, and you will begin your next journey, and that will change you. So, before we move on to all the places we'll go, let's appreciate the places we're in. And together, let's say one last thank you to Newport High School. So, in classic Newport Spirit Swordsman fashion, when I say Newport, you say thank you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Newport! And goodbye to this version of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Yina. Now we will hear our seniors in the Newport Chorale perform Weird All the Time Go, arranged by Roger Emerson.
And you know I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. Now she's walking backward through a parade.
I now have the honor of introducing our next speaker. He has been a teacher at Newport for many years, known as one of the most energetic and enthusiastic faculty members, as well as an icon on campus. Whether it's the 1900s or the Greco-Roman era, you could say his knowledge is timeless. Always encouraging intellectualism and deeper learning, he not only inspires students to search for complexities in history, but also in the real world. And with that, please join me in welcoming Mr. Proofer.
Welcome, families. Welcome, my fellow educators. But especially you, graduates. It's super fun to be here with you. Now listen, not an Uber, a taxi cab. Not a Lyft, a taxi cab. And definitely not a Waymo, an old school taxi cab. This is my challenge to you. What do I mean? It was winter. My wife and I were downtown. We came out of the museum. It was dark. It was extra rainy. We were walking home. A yellow taxi drove by. I thought, I don't want to keep walking. I want to ride. So I hailed it, "Taxi!" But it was pretty far past me. Would it notice me in the dark, in the rain? The taxi slid over to the curb, parked, put on its emergency flashers, and waited. My wife and I crawled in. "Thank you, thank you." "No, thank you," he said. "You're a bingo." For me, it's been bells all day. "What's a bingo? What's a bell?" He said it's how my fellow cab drivers and I talk about the different kinds of rides. When the dispatcher back in the office radios us and sends us an arranged job, we call it a bell. It's a defined task. We have to be reliable with those. We cannot screw them up, or the dispatcher doesn't send us more bells, and we don't make money. But a bingo is a surprise. It's unexpected. It's someone calling out to us, or maybe just waving in the dark, in the rain. And the question is, do we notice? The rest of the ride, I thought about what he said, and I thought about you, graduates, going out into the world. I reflected that if you reliably accomplish your bells, you're assigned on any given team, you can be successful. Do that. But if you can also notice the bingos, then you can be extraordinary. And that's what I want for you. So you see, when I opened with not an Uber, not a Lyft, not a Waymo, a taxi cab, I wasn't talking about what form of transportation to take. I was talking about how to live your life. Now, what would it mean to notice the bingos, and why do I want you to cultivate an attention and openness to the bingos? Do I want you to be the observant, sensitive souls who notice the crepuscular light recede up the hillside, or the first brave plum blossoms that signal the arrival of spring? Sure, it's awesome to have your breath taken away by the fleeting glimpses of nature's magic. But in truth, I want you to make the magic. And you can do this by noticing what everyone else overlooks, being intensely inquisitive about it, and connecting it in some way. Here are just a couple of examples from my world. In my 20s, I became obsessed with a charismatic, iconoclastic, theoretical physicist named Richard Feynman. He had written a dynamite autobiography, which is how I learned about him. He had also won a Nobel Prize. Why? He was a young professor at Cornell in the 1950s. He was in the dining hall. Some knucklehead grabbed a plastic dinner plate and flung it across the room. Everyone shrieked and expected a food fight. But Feynman noticed a bingo. He observed that the plate was revolving at one rate, but the big red C in the middle was wobbling at a different rate. He wondered why. He wondered hard, and he began trying to understand the relationship of those rates. He worked at it for a few years, and that's why he got his Nobel Prize. Closer to home, a former student, Amrita, was studying. Her young cousin was tearing around the house with those little kid shoes. Every step you take, they blink. Amrita noticed a bingo. If a little bit of pressure on that foam can generate electricity to illuminate a little blinker, could steps on similar foam in the flooring of a building generate electricity to turn on the lights? She was awarded a sizable grant to develop this prototype of sustainable energy technology. And lastly, I'll keep this short because this is really complicated, but my greatest mentor ever, the late professor of ancient Greek history at UCLA, Mort Chambers, overheard at a cafe table next to him 2 police officers. They were discussing car thieves and how car thieves mistakenly thought that after you steal a car, you can file off the VIN, the serial number of the car. But the authorities know that if you shoot a laser through the steel, the number that had been erased shimmers forth. Chambers was an expert on interpreting ancient stone documents. And ancient stone documents often have much of their text erased by Father Time. He wondered about this, and as a result, pioneered a new interpretive method of using a laser to read what has been erased from 2,500-year-old stone documents. So I challenge you to be an old school taxi cab. Get your bells done, but also notice the bingos. Those surprises that seem at first to be unrelated to what you're working on. You know, the wobbling plates, the blinking shoes, the conversations about car thieves. You might not pioneer a new interpretive method in history. You might not earn a Nobel Prize, and you might not change the world. But at minimum, you will be deeply engaged in our world, and you will notice what's happening in it. Plus, you might just change your life. Keep in touch, class of 2026. Thank you.
Okay, it's now time for me to present the class formally to our superintendent and representatives from the Board of Directors. It's my distinct pleasure to share that the seniors participating in our ceremony have all completed and in most cases exceeded all requirements for high school graduation as stipulated by the Washington State Statutes and Bellevue School District Board of Directors, or are moving into our district's transition program. With a tremendous amount of pride and appreciation, I present them to you now. Dr. Aramaki, will you please come up and share your words with them?
All right, graduates, today we celebrate the successful completion of this important chapter in your life. You've achieved every critical milestone in your K-12 experience, from learning to write your name in kindergarten all the way to taking your last AP classes, and then finally, and maybe most challenging, trying to take all the stickers off of your laptops before turning them in. The diploma that you're about to receive reflects all of the milestones and accomplishments that you've had, and it also represents the support of the many, many people who care about you so much. To the families, caregivers, and loved ones who are surrounding you here today, thank you for your encouragement, your sacrifices, all of those sleepless nights worrying, and your unwavering belief in these amazing graduates before you. To the extraordinary Bellevue School District teachers, staff, administrators, and all those who've walked alongside these students every school day for the last 13 years, job well done. Thank you for your care, commitment, and unwavering belief in these amazing graduates. Graduates, on behalf of the Bellevue School District and your beloved community that cares about you so much and believes in your unlimited individual and collective potential, congratulations on this milestone. Director Koloviansky, I am proud to present the Newport graduating class of 2026 for your acceptance.
On behalf of the Bellevue School District Board of Directors, it is my honor to accept the Newport High School graduating class of 2026. Having been certified by the principal, these students have successfully completed all requirements established by the Bellevue School District and the state of Washington. While I have been a board member for only a brief time, I've been a Bellevue School District parent long enough to recognize the journey and the reality of this generation is very different than the one I and many parents in the room experienced. In this new and different reality, I've also witnessed so many incredible accomplishments as students have taken charge of their journeys. Graduates, we celebrate your hard work, perseverance, growth, and accomplishments. You have contributed to your schools, your community, and one another in meaningful ways. As you leave us to pursue future aspirations, we encourage you to continue learning, leading, and making a positive difference as creators of our future world. And with that, it is with tremendous pride that the Bellevue School District Board of Directors accepts Newport High School Class of 2026. Congratulations.
Okay, families and friends, graduates, of course, this is what we're prepared for. This is going to be our time to watch you come across the stage. So, Laurel Guard, our ushers, please be ready to stand up now, and you'll be walking our classes, so take your places. Senior class officers, please head to your microphones. You'll be reading our names. Staff, please be on deck to support if anybody needs a little bit of assistance. Audience members, we ask that you remain in your seats throughout the total graduation awarding. This is the best way to ensure that the people who are sitting behind you can also see their graduates today. And not to worry, we have plenty of cameras here on the floor. With that, Laurel Guard, are you ready? Yes? Okay. Readers, are you ready? Okay, let's dismiss our first row.
Yeah, because you're reading the names that you practiced. So, are you guys
Just take it easy. You guys are there?
If your laptop without,
You want to be?
like, I think they're in the.
I'll help.
Lincoln Johnson.
Amelie Razalovo.
Trenton Krober Lee.
Mary Podvisotska.
Kason Byther.
Vihan Mamtani.
Selena Zoe.
Alexander Louis.
Grace Lee.
Charles Leo.
Rena Suganuma.
Emma Manoli.
Olivia Chu.
Yura Matsuya.
Jinwen Yuan.
Jack Ming.
Amalia Boscolo.
Karan Malhotra.
Grace Goki.
Princeton Locke.
Courtney Tam.
Rafael Lopez.
Anastasia Kinzerskaya.
Dylan Lunagov.
Austin Dang.
Brandon Lowe.
Kai Harris.
Masahira Lowe.
Nama Daga.
Kyler Lowe.
Monet Palur.
Sean Liu.
Amelie Bertz.
Charlie Ma.
Emily Aitmurzayeva.
Alexander Maresov.
Avery Armstrong.
Andy Luo.
Arush Angra.
Rishi Mukherjee.
Ethan Au.
Luis Lopez.
Anushka Agate.
Ishan Makam.
Ashwin Anand.
Sinja Mondul.
Ermias Averill.
Caitlin No McChesney.
Jillian Ogolto.
Toshiko Mealy.
Shreya Agarwal.
Kashika Mullick.
AJ Adofal.
Amelia Matthew.
Crystalline Aquino.
Liliana McPeck.
Hila Amon.
Emily Lucas.
Alexandra Anderson Smith.
Tyler Mack.
Demi Brown Rug.
Finn Munsell.
Andy Blaha.
Ethan Marshall.
Yuki Burley.
Adrian Molina.
Saharsh Bodum.
Sydney Marks.
Ness Buddha Bandith.
Wasim Munir.
Kyler Bowie.
Rose Meyer.
Slavik Berlaka.
Kai Liu.
Peter Bauman.
Rahul Murugan.
Marvin Bunantakun.
Vanessa Martinez Mayorga.
Harrison Blizzard.
Sarah Kim.
Nick Barnes.
Yiyang Liu.
Calum Blatt.
Ziyu Liu.
Nick Botica.
Cynthia Liu.
Lynn Burgess.
Connor Moon.
Navi Brennan.
Etha Liu.
Dina Bowie.
Davi Machado.
Yeva Believa.
David Mbaga.
Jacob Boudreau.
Jocelyn Lowe.
Roger Bravo.
Zoe Mullen.
Sarah Bureau.
Jack Nesland.
McKenna Cha.
Jack Merrill.
Eric Chang.
Jaden Navarro.
Jeffrey Chung.
Emily Nguyen.
Caden Cho.
Dang Wen. Dang Wang.
Eric Chen.
Avery Oliver.
Xiaoren Chung.
Alistair O'Connor.
Nicholas Chen.
Christian Peters.
Eugene Chung.
Ethan Pang.
Alexandra Chung.
Jameis Pham.
Cece Chen.
Sai Srinivas Pasavula.
Caitlin Choi.
Cindy Peng.
Calvin Carper.
Luna Pan.
Jia Choi.
Hyland Pan.
Bernice Chu.
Jaslyn Pham.
Andrea Chu.
Tanika Pahazholi.
Tessa Chan.
Tarini Pabaradi.
Jiyeon Choi.
Nikolai Palinchuk.
Thomas Chan.
Valera Podvorica.
Tyler Cassidy.
Brooklyn Jessica Peria.
Zachary Coughlin.
Ella Prentice.
Hongfei Chow.
Yen Fung.
Nola Chen.
Jonathan Peoples.
Alyssa Chan.
Kaylee Parker.
Emma Chen.
Ishan Patel.
Sophia Chang.
Rui Puri.
Yihan Kao.
Vikas Pusarla.
Isaiah Che.
Jayu Kwan.
Eliana DeLeon.
Houghton Chu.
Cameron Van Doe.
Crystal Chu.
Ryan Drever.
Sophia Katie Rosales.
Marcos Duran.
Will Ross.
Samuel Dawitt.
Andy Reve.
Lily Chen.
Vedant Ramanan.
Michelle Chang.
Varsha Ramana Shrithur.
Chloe Chan.
Nathan Reagan.
Mirabelle DeAngelis.
Zaria Rahil.
Luis DeVutin.
Isabella Rankin.
Tony Dang.
Amanda Reher.
Yuhan Dong.
Benjamin Rudd.
Diksha Dachipali.
Jayant Rajesh.
Amelia Diedrich.
Brandon Rue.
Nora Danley.
Ronnie Roy Chaudhary.
Emanuela Diomina.
Amir Rahman.
Savinch Dejarva.
Hadi Rashan.
Martino Du.
Nicole Ritchie.
Maximilian Idoku.
Ethan Roberson.
Carter Esparza Scholander.
Katya Rajkova.
Quinn
Naya-
Assessor.
Naya Sherman.
Leonardo Fox Wang.
Alan Sheen.
Braxton Fong.
Aiden Schwabi Saraz.
Will Forrester.
Luna Silva.
Emily Farrell.
Antonio Sidwan.
Allison Farrell.
Alana Sonnen.
Jubilee Fong.
Violette Song.
Lou Freer.
Charon Song.
Mason Fung.
Amy C.
Ava Furtado.
Colton Shu.
Millie Fawcett.
Adam Bell.
Iris Fang.
Akansh Sadwan.
Zoe Gringaus.
Jason Scudder.
McKenna Gregory Lau.
Milo Shaw.
Diego Guerrera.
Ryan Sullivan.
Alexander Garcia Mendoza.
Austin Schwartz.
Daniel G.
Jasmine Sonnenbeyer.
Kyle Gao.
Seth Stegman.
Samik Gupta.
Kevin Song.
Connor Gao.
Cameron Schaff.
Alanis Nasarte Gonzalez.
Zachary Spanier.
Arissa Geddes.
Lisette Sanchez Vera.
Kate Claire Gordon.
Siri Stout.
Evelyn Gunn.
Mia Singh.
Bazorgman Gafuri.
Yayan Song.
William Gilroy.
Monsi Samdarshi.
Reedy Gundampuneni.
Elizabeth Sugden.
Winnie Guan.
Uzmi Singhal.
Cynthia Gao.
Havish Singhavarapu.
Aiden Garcia.
Adi Sanjay.
Garrett Hong.
Leo Sato.
William Ho.
Arnav Srivastava.
Adi Haitamasaria.
Daphne Sefer.
Han Hung.
Eunice Song.
Eric Helmers.
Duru Taser.
Brandon Sue.
Alicia Sebastian.
Mason Hay.
Mandy Tamira.
Cooper Hay.
Veda Thaliakatil.
Jill Hay.
Koi Tran.
Rachel Ng.
Oliver Ton.
Anthony Hamacher.
Kelly Tang.
Natalia Henneman.
Isla Tanner.
Sophia Im.
Ethan Tran.
Talva Harris Sierra.
Benjamin Tan.
Alex Hudenpa.
Daniel Trossel.
Cheyenne Hawk.
Edie Tien.
Ethan Sue.
Elise Trescases.
Christian Ignacio.
Christina Thomas.
Ethan Hong.
Hao Tien.
Kat Ha.
Nicole Tong.
Cyrus Hua.
Sally Tao.
Cairo Howard.
Aryav Tanwar.
Megan Huang.
Chase Temple.
Jasmine Ho.
Chil Tangon.
Layla Hu.
Gianna Vitutu.
Caitlin Hong.
Valeria Vasquez.
Tina He.
Ishan Varma.
Crystal Han.
Audit Varghese.
Ashley Han.
Nathan Wong.
Olivia Han.
Joshua Wang.
Chloe Harper.
Eric Wallen.
Nico Irvin.
Micah Vaughn.
Sophia Hu.
Annie Wu.
Junhee Hong.
Tinsley Versteeg.
Maya Hunsberger.
Jenna Whitman.
Helen Hanser.
Reshma Winter.
Michelle Huang.
Manat Wadhani.
Lillian Hoff.
Kathy Wu.
Austin Dong-U Jung.
Alexa Wong.
Taylor Destiny Hurt.
Joyce Wang.
Aphomia Jombre.
Bella Way.
Robert Jones.
Layla Wazari.
Yaki G.
Nikita Warrior.
Fuing Huang.
Angela Wong.
Kiri Ja.
Sean Shu.
Can you see taller than me? Is it like 3 more?
Wari Junya.
Okay.
Flora Xiong.
Chloe Kwong.
Wendy Yang.
Ava Huang.
Cloris Yin.
Keole Kanashiro.
Hao Yang.
David Ken.
Adrian Yen.
Ruben Juarez.
Aiden Yu.
Shahad Kalazier.
Kenneth Udalis.
Suhani Kosa.
Aiden Yu.
Jonathan Clevin.
Ian Yu.
Sai Condretti.
David Xingqian Yu.
Jason Kwan.
Joanne Yuan.
Logan Kwan.
Jonathan Yu.
Aston Kwong.
Happy birthday. Sophie Yu.
Gabby Kim.
Tiffany Yu.
Megan Kasanovich.
Daniel Yamamoto.
Rada Kelker.
Andy Yang.
Esther Kim.
Roy Xiao.
Lovely King.
Wilson Jung.
Peyton Knopf.
Brian Zhang.
Rebecca Kim.
Justin Zhang.
Justin Kwan.
Connor Zinni.
Eric Kim.
Hunter Zhuang.
Jihoon Lee.
Andrew Zhu.
Logan Lee.
Ryan Zhou.
Xinwei Liang.
Alan Zhang.
Andy Lay.
Helena Zhou.
Annika Lin.
Yuku Zhu.
Isabella Lin.
Ion Zubair.
Angela Lin.
Julia Zhang.
Sharon Lee.
Rena Zhao.
Haley Lee.
Christina Zhuang.
Dylan Lamb.
Benicia Zhu.
UJ Lei.
You got this. Emily Jung.
Kazuyoshi Lee Harata.
Sophia Zhang.
Alex Lim.
Yunlin Zhang.
Riley Lee.
Owen Zartman.
Cameron Lee.
Janelle Long.
James Lee. Christian Young. Jaden Lee.
We just have a few more on this side.
Benton Lau. Matthew Leung. Jimin Sophia Lee. Liana Lee. Madison Liang. Amy Ling. Christine Young.
I'm gonna wait until the rest of them go.
Sarah Linker.
Wait, take your picture.
Roshan Lada. Bailey Lai. Sophia Lin. Marcus Lee.
Ina Hu.
We have more on this.
McKenna Lu Nuezca.
Keep moving, Spirit Swordsman.
Zain Chatra.
Alice Tai.
Kamaya Tahaya Booker.
Hike Shabazian.
Joanna Zong.
Alina Evangelista Nartades.
There you go. Stay here. I just wanted to do a great shout out to our senior class officers who did all the reading. There aren't a lot of schools that would trust their students, but you can count on Newport High School graduates to hold it together and do a gorgeous job. So thank them, please.
Now for the moment you have all been waiting for. Will the class of 2026 please stand up? My fellow graduates, over the years we have shared countless memories, built lasting friendships, and experienced moments that will stay with us long after today. Together, we faced many long nights and what felt like an endless number of assignments. It is through hard work and perseverance we have earned this great achievement. Class of 2026, it is time to make our commencement official, signifying the closure of our high school and public education career. Please join me by moving your tassel from the right side of your hat to the left. Before we start tossing our hats, please remember to remain where you are standing until our laurel guards dismiss you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Newport High School graduated class of 2026.
I can't do it.
Really?
Okay, tell the Laurel Guard they gotta get up.
Laurel Guard, please retrieve the laurels and lead the seniors out of the arena.
I didn't toss, whatever.
Get a photo of the three of you. Let me get a photo. Get with them. Oh yeah. All the staff? Okay, yeah, here. Oh, yeah. Everybody. Yeah.
Good job, y'all. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Have fun tonight. Have fun. Let your hair down. You deserve it. Okay?